Okay. Till the last session, we have completed with a very important part of galvanic cells, that is to find the EMF under non-standard conditions. And for that, we need to use an equation called
Nernst equation.
Nernst equation. So the standard representation of the Nernst equation is this, wherein the E of the cell under non-standard condition is equal to E naught of the cell, that is the EMF under standard condition, minus a factor which is taken care for the difference of temperature or the concentration of the ions or the partial pressure of the gases. तो ये तीन चेंजेस के लिए जो फैक्टर है दैट इज RT by NF into ln of Q, where Q is the reaction quotient which is written as ratio of concentration of the products to the concentration concentration of the products to the concentration of reactants. और अगर gaseous components हैं तो partial pressure आ जाएगा, बराबर. अब यहाँ पर normally for the galvanic cell the temperature is taken to be 25 degree Celsius or 298 Kelvin, which is the normal working temperature. इसलिए यहाँ पर for the syllabus we are not talking about the temperature variation, we are just having the variation with respect to concentration or the partial pressure. So based on that, I had given you examples also in relation to the Nernst equation, कैसे solve करना है, ठीक है. कोई डाउट है नर्स्ट इक्वेशन के लिए? Okay. Now moving to the next part, thermodynamics of galvanic cells. So to understand the thermodynamics of galvanic cells, there are some concepts which we will require from the thermodynamics chapter. तो अभी के लिए नहीं हुआ है, तो whatever terms I am discussing, that will be discussed in much detail when we move to thermodynamics. अभी के लिए just few facts are to be remembered. So first of all, whenever a galvanic cell is operated, then there is some work which is done by the galvanic cell, right? Because the stored chemical energy from the galvanic cell is getting converted into
Electrical energy.
electrical energy. So obviously chemical energy को as a result of spontaneous redox reaction electrical energy में convert करने का काम कर रहा है. So obviously there is some work which is done by the galvanic cell. Now, can you tell me how is this work done given for the cell?
So QV.
Charge into potential. Super. The work done in a cell is given as the product of charge and the potential associated with the cell, that is Q into V. Now, when I talk about the charge associated with the galvanic cell, then this charge is related to the number of mole of electrons transferred, whether it is lost or gain of electron. 1 second. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So for the simplest of the galvanic cell, we had talked about Daniell cell, which was a zinc copper galvanic cell in which zinc was undergoing
Oxidation.
and the copper was undergoing
Reduction.
reduction. So in this galvanic cell, how much amount of the charge is transferred?
2 Faraday or 2 mole electrons.
Perfect. Because zinc जब oxidize हो रहा है, तो there is a loss of 2 electrons, and copper जब reduce हो रहा है, there is a gain of 2 electrons, and 2 mole electrons is equivalent to 2 Faraday charge. That is why when we talk about the charge associated in a galvanic cell, it will be given by n Faradays, where n is the number of moles of electrons transferred, and for every mole electron, the associated charge in coulomb is 96,500 coulombs. And the potential associated with the cell is given by E of the cell. Standard condition में बात करें तो E naught of the cell. Correct? So the work done in a galvanic cell will be equal to NF E naught of the cell. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Now, thermodynamics में we have a parameter called Gibbs free energy, represented by delta G. And standard condition में delta G naught लिखते हैं. तो naught का मतलब हो गया standard, and G represents a thermodynamic parameter called Gibbs free energy, is simply called as Gibbs energy. Okay, now this Gibbs energy is related with the maximum work which is done by a galvanic cell. In general, it represents the maximum work done, and delta G naught is case में represents the maximum energy in the galvanic cell. ठीक है, अब जो delta G naught है for the spontaneity of the reaction, the condition is it should be negative. Spontaneity of the reaction, it should be negative. So delta G naught और W में जो relation है, it is equal in magnitude but opposite in sign. Delta G naught and W are equal in magnitude but opposite in sign. So the relation would be delta G naught is equal to negative of the work which is done in the galvanic cell. तो जो maximum spontaneity है किसी भी cell या process के लिए, it will be negative of the work done. That is why the delta G naught for a galvanic cell would be given by minus NF E naught of the cell. अब ये spontaneity से कैसे related है, इसका sign negative क्यों आता है, that all things we will study in thermodynamics. ठीक है, so अभी के लिए just remember that W in a galvanic cell is NF E naught and the delta G naught thermodynamically for that same cell will be negative of W. समझा?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this formula is very important, very important. Delta G naught is equal to minus NF E naught of the cell. ठीक है, अब यहाँ पर एक कॉन्सेप्ट जो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. लेट्स कंसिडर वन ऑफ द हाफ रिएक्शन wherein copper 2 plus gains 2 electrons to give you copper. As per the SRP value from the electrochemical series, it is observed to be 0.34 volts. Okay, और ये पॉजिटिव है because it has a higher tendency to undergo reduction. Now, if I multiply this whole reaction by 2, what will happen to the E naught value? If I multiply the half reaction by 2. So you are saying that it will become double. The E naught value will double.
Yes.
Matlab, whatever mathematical operation we carry out on the reaction, that same mathematical operation will also be applicable for E naught. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now this is not true. Now to understand this, we have thermodynamics में the concept of intensive and extensive properties. ध्यान देना, intensive and extensive properties. These are thermodynamic properties. अब क्या होता है, इसको मैं simple example से बताता हूँ. Let's suppose I have carbon which is burnt in oxygen to give CO2. We know that this reaction is exothermic and there will be some X energy, kilojoule of energy released per mole. X kilojoule of energy released per mole. बराबर? इसका मतलब when 1 mole of carbon is burnt, the energy released is X. Now if I multiply this reaction by 2, the energy will be
X.
x ही रहेगा. x is the energy in kilojoule per mole, मतलब 12 ग्राम कार्बन के लिए. अब जब मैंने पूरे रिएक्शन को 2 से मल्टीप्लाई किया तो हाउ मच अमाउंट ऑफ द कार्बन इज बीइंग बर्न्ड? हाँ,
2 moles.
मतलब 24 ग्राम. तो 1 मोल के लिए x किलो जूल की एनर्जी रिलीज हुई, तो 2 मोल्स के लिए कितना?
2x.
सो 2x हो जाएगा, डबल होगा, बिकॉज यहां पर वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द एनर्जी इन रिलेशन टू द अमाउंट ऑफ द मैटर विच इज प्रेजेंट इन द सिस्टम. मतलब इस पर्टिकुलर कंबशन ऑफ कार्बन के रिएक्शन में we are talking about 1 mole of carbon being burnt and the energy released is x. So obviously if I have 2 moles, 3 moles, 4 moles, then accordingly that x kilojoule energy would get multiplied. Agreed? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
If I talk about boiling point of water, do you know the value?
373 Kelvin or 100 degrees Celsius.
100 degrees Celsius or 373 Kelvin. So if I have 1 liter of water, it will boil at 100 degrees Celsius. अब मैं उसमें और 1 लीटर वाटर डालता हूं. Will the boiling point change?
No, sir.
If I add one more?
No.
No. Because this 100 degrees Celsius is not for per liter or per mole. It's a property associated with the intermolecular forces of attraction of the molecule. मतलब H bonding of water से associated है. तो चाहे 1 लीटर पानी हो, 2 लीटर हो या 100 लीटर हो, it is always going to boil at 100 degrees Celsius. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
So now you can understand intensive versus extensive. This delta H, जिसको enthalpy बोलते हैं, is this property dependent on the amount of matter? Is this delta H as a property dependent on the amount of matter? I've just
No, sir.
explained the whole concept. Hello?
No, sir. Remains the same per mole.
Arey bhai, this delta H is the energy per mole, but if I multiply the reaction by 2, is the delta H का value changing?
Yes.
Yeah.
ये पर मोल के लिए फिक्स है, लेकिन अगर आप डेल्टा एच ऐसा पैरामीटर देखोगे तो 2 मोल्स होगा तो डबल होगा, 3 मोल्स होगा तो ट्रिपल होगा, 100 मोल्स होगा तो 100 टाइम्स होगा. यस और नो?
Yes.
मतलब इन जनरल डेल्टा एच एज अ प्रॉपर्टी, इज इट डिपेंडेंट ऑन द अमाउंट ऑफ मैटर?
Yes, sir.
It is dependent on how much of the carbon is being burnt, right?
Yes, sir.
But boiling point depend करता है क्या कितना amount of water present है?
No, sir.
No. तो वही तो चीज है कि extensive properties are those properties which are dependent on the amount of matter present in the system, and intensive properties are those which are independent of the amount of matter present in the system. Intensive के I से याद रखो independent. Intensive के I से याद रखो independent. समझा? Yes
Yes,
or
sir.
no? ठीक है. तो एंथैल्पी और एनी एनर्जी रिलेटेड प्रॉपर्टी इज ऑलवेज एक्सटेंसिव, क्योंकि एनर्जी अमाउंट ऑफ मैटर के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है, लेकिन बहुत सारी ऐसी प्रॉपर्टीज है जो मैटर के ऊपर डिपेंड नहीं करती है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल डेंसिटी. डेंसिटी, व्हाट कैन यू क्लासिफाई दिस एज, इंटेंसिव या एक्सटेंसिव? Density of water is how much?
1 gram per cm cube.
So is it for 1 liter, 2 liter, 100 liter? How much?
So it is independent, intensive.
तो सीधा सीधा बोलो इंडिपेंडेंट है मतलब इंटेंसिव है. समझा? Now if I talk about work done, so work done मैटर के ऊपर डिपेंड करेगा कि नहीं करेगा?
Third way.
It will be dependent, right?
Yeah, sir.
तो गिब्स फ्री एनर्जी जो वर्क डन के बराबर है वो एक एक्सटेंसिव प्रॉपर्टी है. इट इज एन एक्सटेंसिव प्रॉपर्टी. नाउ अंडरस्टैंड द फंडा बिहाइंड दिस. Why we require the thermodynamics for the galvanic cells. So as I have written, the half reaction Cu2 plus will gain 2 electron to give copper. The E naught value, which is the standard reduction potential, is 0.34 volts. तो इसका डेल्टा G naught as per the above relation कितना होगा? If I know the E naught, what will be the delta G naught for this particular reaction?
Minus 0.68.
नहीं नहीं नहीं. अरे डेल्टा G naught is given by minus NF E naught. तो E naught 0.34 है.
So, but
अच्छा
copper
आपने
loses.
F नहीं बोला ना?
Yes, sir.
F नहीं बोला ना आपने?
Yeah.
हाँ. तो it will be 2 into F into 0.34. Because N का वैल्यू क्या है? मोल्स ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन 2 है. तो it will be minus 2F into 0.34, which is 0.68 F. F important है, right? तभी तो वर्क में कन्वर्ट होगा. Agreed or not?
Yes, sir.
Now, if I multiply this reaction by 2, तो मेरे पास रिएक्शन आ जाता है 2Cu2 plus will gain 4 electrons and give 2 moles of copper. Now this E naught is an intensive property. मतलब after multiplying the reaction by 2, will the E naught value change?
No, sir.
No. ये 0.34 ही रहने वाला है. But now how many electrons are being transferred?
4 moles.
So this will change to 4 into F into 0.34. So the conclusion is to understand the changes associated with the thermodynamic aspects, we need to convert this intensive property into extensive property. Otherwise, क्या changes हो रहा है और उसकी equivalent कितनी values में difference आ रहा है, that understanding will not be obtained from the EMF value. Are you clear with that?
Yes, sir.
Now, just observe, ये मैं prove करने जा रहा हूँ कि why the E naught is an intensive property. If I represent the E naught from this formula, I can write delta G naught upon minus NF. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
अब इसको मैं दो केसेस में डिवाइड कर देता हूँ, केस 1 और केस 2. What was the case 1 का delta G naught?
Minus 2 into 0.34 F.
And how much is NF का value for that?
2F. Negative 2F.
2F.
Yeah.
ठीक है. और केस 2 में बताओ क्या है? Delta G naught.
Negative 4F into 0.34.
And how much is the charge associated?
Negative 4F.
So what do you observe?
They are equal.
The E naught value is equal irrespective of the G naught. तो क्योंकि डेल्टा G naught और NF डिवाइडेड है, इसलिए E naught की वैल्यू कभी भी चेंज नहीं होती है. This proves that E naught is an intensive property. Is that clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
and delta G naught would be an extensive property. तो अब एक और सिंपल सा फंडा बता देता हूं. Density is given as the ratio of mass over volume. Now mass will be extensive or intensive.
So,
Correct.
extensive.
एक्सटेंसिव. मास मैटर ही तो है, मास तो मैटर के ऊपर डिपेंड करेगा ही ना. एंड वॉल्यूम,
Sentence.
व्हाई?
So,
जैसे मास इज द अमाउंट is related or dependent on the amount of matter, won't be volume dependent. कितना वॉल्यूम है वो कितने अमाउंट ऑफ वाटर पे डिपेंड करेगा कि नहीं करेगा?
yes.
ऑब्वियसली इट विल डिपेंड ना. सोचो थोड़ा, बहुत सिंपल है ये कॉन्सेप्ट. लेकिन डेंसिटी जो है वो क्या है?
Constant.
इंटेंसिव. मतलब कैन आई से कि द रेशियो ऑफ एनी टू एक्सटेंसिव प्रॉपर्टीज विल ऑलवेज बी एन इंटेंसिव प्रॉपर्टी. दिस इज अ जनरल ऑब्जर्वेशन. क्योंकि एक्सटेंसिव डिपेंडेंट है, दूसरा एक्सटेंसिव भी डिपेंडेंट है, और उनका रेशियो अगर लेंगे तो इट बिकम्स इंडिपेंडेंट. यस और नो? तो यहां पर देखो, एक्सटेंसिव प्रॉपर्टी डेल्टा जी नॉट है, और नीचे जो एनएफ है ना चार्ज, वो भी एक एक्सटेंसिव प्रॉपर्टी है. चार्ज मोल्स ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन पे डिपेंड करेगा. तो जब दो एक्सटेंसिव प्रॉपर्टीज को डिवाइड करते हैं तो द रिजल्टेंट वैल्यू इज ऑलवेज एन इंटेंसिव प्रॉपर्टी. So I proved through various examples. I hope that is clear. Understood.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
In short, remember that thermodynamics of galvanic cell के लिए the delta G naught equal to minus NF E naught is the important formula. And conclusion में अब याद रख सकते हो that E naught एक intensive property है, and delta G naught is an extensive property. So to work out the calculations associated with the galvanic cells, we need to convert the E naught into the delta G naught so that we can have the understanding of the changes in the charge associated with the galvanic cell. ये numerical point of view काफी important हो जाता है. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
Now coming to the next relation. According to Nernst equation, the E of the cell that is under non-standard condition was given by, can you tell me the short relation जो हमने एक constant value के साथ लिखा था?
So E naught of the cell minus 0.0592 upon n into log of q to the base 10.
Perfect. Very good. E of the cell is equal to E naught of the cell minus 0.0592 upon n into log of the reaction quotient. Now, any of the process when it comes at the equilibrium point, then in case of galvanic cell, equilibrium pe E of the cell is found to be equal to 0. The EMF of the cell at equilibrium is equal to 0. And जो reaction quotient होता है ना, that changes to now KEQ, that is called equilibrium constant. अब ये भी concept जो है ना, that is a part of ionic equilibrium or the chapter equilibrium. तो अभी के लिए एक condition याद रखो कि Nernst equation में अगर equilibrium condition आती है तो E of the cell 0 हो जाता है and Q becomes equal to K. So if I substitute 0 over here, then this negative term I can shift on the right side. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So the relation which I get will be the standard EMF of the cell is equal to 0.0592 divided by n into log of K equilibrium to the base 10. Matlab, for the galvanic cell, if I want to get the equilibrium constant, then I can use this direct formula, the direct relation. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So दो चीजें यहाँ पर न्यूमेरिकल पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू इंपॉर्टेंट है. एक तो ये रिलेशन दैट इज डेल्टा जी नॉट इक्वल टू माइनस एन एफ इ नॉट एंड द अदर इक्विलिब्रियम वाला रिलेशन. Fine with this?
Yes, sir.
Now let's do the numerical based on this. Calculate standard Gibbs energy change and equilibrium constant at 25 degrees Celsius for the cell reaction given. So cadmium is undergoing
Oxidation.
and the tin is undergoing reduction. E naught of the cadmium and E naught of the tin are as given. Write the formula of the cell. मतलब हमें तीन चीजें करनी है. We are supposed to calculate standard Gibbs energy, also calculate equilibrium constant, and also write the formula of the cell. So tell me, what is the first thing you will do?
So G equals to W equals to negative NF E naught of the cell.
Perfect. To use the standard Gibbs energy change formula, I require what value?
So E naught of the cell.
E naught of the cell. तो पहला चीज आप क्या करोगे? E naught लिखोगे. और साथ में आपको फॉर्मूला भी बोला है, तो थ्रू द रिएक्शन आप सेल का फॉर्मूला लिख सकते हो ना. फॉर्मूला मतलब क्या? वो सिंगल लाइन डबल लाइन वाला फॉर्मूला याद है ना? सेल रिप्रेजेंटेशन.
Yes.
So I have the reaction given as cadmium plus tin 2 plus, giving you cadmium 2 plus tin solid. तो पहले तो सेल का फॉर्मूला लिख लेते हैं. तो टू राइट द सेल फॉर्मूला द रूल्स वर, लेफ्ट हैंड साइड पे किसको लिखते हैं?
So the anode.
Left hand side represents the anode, which has a negative electrode in a galvanic cell. Right hand side पे
The positive cathode.
the positively charged electrode, which is cathode. Now इस reaction में which is the anode?
So cadmium.
Obviously, because cadmium is undergoing what?
Oxidation.
Or oxidation always happens at
Anode.
anode. This is how you observe the relation. And tin is undergoing reduction, and reduction always happens at
Cathode.
cathode. Words yaad rakho: anodic oxidation and cathodic reduction. So now to represent the anode, cadmium solid will be in direct contact with cadmium 2 plus, and this cadmium 2 plus ions will be connected to the another half cell consisting of tin ions via
Salt bridge. Indirect contact.
so double vertical line. So double vertical line के साथ Sn2 plus, and those ions of the tin will be direct contact with Sn solid. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Now इसके साथ I can find the E naught of the cell, which is required for calculating delta G naught. So as per the formula, E naught of the cell is equal to what minus what?
Sn2 plus 2Sn.
So E naught of cadmium minus E naught of CD.
E naught of tin minus E naught of the cadmium. और अगर representation लिखना है, so it will be E naught of Sn2 plus slash Sn. This is how we write SRP, right? Cathode minus anode. And the values given for tin is minus 0.136 minus of minus 0.403. कितना आ रहा है? 267, right?
Yes, sir.
0.267 volts. Is the first part clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, one more thing associated with this. For a galvanic cell to be spontaneous. Spontaneous का मतलब galvanic cell works on the principle of a spontaneous redox reaction. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So if I have a zinc copper Daniell cell and I make the zinc to be anode and copper to be cathode, will my cell work?
Yes, sir.
Yes, because I have arranged them in the order of reactivity and as per the SRP values. लेकिन मान लो मैंने गड़बड़ कर दिया और कॉपर को एनोड ले लिया और जिंक को कैथोड ले लिया. Will the cell work?
So there's no electrical conductivity, so it will itself become the anode and cathode, right?
Meaning?
There's no electrical conductivity, so zinc will become the anode itself only, whether you place it in the left or right.
Correct hai. Whatever you have said, correct. But what I'm asking is, if I have a reaction, let's say copper 2 plus plus zinc giving you zinc 2 plus and copper, क्या ये reaction अपने आप से कभी भी होगा?
No, sir.
नहीं. वैसे भी if I connect the zinc and copper anyways, whatever you said कि zinc has to become the anode and copper will become the cathode. But if I write it theoretically, the ulta reaction for the Daniell cell, is it going to happen ever?
No, sir.
नहीं. और इस केस में अगर मैं E नॉट को कैलकुलेट कर लेता हूं तो इट विल बिकम E नॉट ऑफ कैथोड यानी जिंक माइनस कॉपर. यस.
Yes, sir.
और ये वैल्यू अगर आप कैलकुलेट करोगे तो दिस विल नाउ कम आउट टू बी व्हाट? नेगेटिव. इसकी वैल्यू हमने कैलकुलेट की थी. इट वाज कमिंग आउट टू बी पॉजिटिव 1.1 वोल्ट, है ना? कोई भी सेल का वोल्टेज आप कभी नेगेटिव देखते हो क्या? Either it's a 1.5 volt battery, 6 volt battery, 3 volt battery or 1.5 volt cell. लेकिन it is never negative. तो कोई भी galvanic cell properly काम कर रहा है कि नहीं कर रहा है, उसके लिए एक simple theoretical aspect है that the E naught value has to be
Positive.
positive. बस. तो conclusion ये है कि आप जब calculation कर रहे हो और मान लो एक और क्वेश्चन पूछा कि क्या ये गैल्वेनिक सेल स्पॉन्टेनियसली काम करेगा कि नहीं, आप सिर्फ उसका ई नॉट का वैल्यू कैलकुलेट कर लो एंड इफ इट इज कमिंग आउट टू बी पॉजिटिव देन इट विल बी स्पॉन्टेनियस वर्किंग ऑन इट्स ओन. मतलब द एनोड एंड कैथोड आर सिलेक्टेड प्रॉपरली. तो द ई नॉट ऑफ द सेल शुड बी पॉजिटिव. अब यही E नॉट के थ्रू इफ आई आस्क यू डेल्टा G नॉट का साइन, what will it be?
Negative always.
Negative. And as I have just said कि thermodynamics में the negative value indicates the spontaneity for the Gibbs energy. तो E नॉट अगर positive है तो डेल्टा G नॉट will be negative. So if you are getting these signs, हाँ.
So it's more positive than it's more spontaneous.
Yes. More positive, more spontaneous, and the higher EMF value will indicate higher Gibbs energy. So the work done for that particular cell will be more. Understood?
Yes.
ठीक है, तो कुछ ऐसे questions भी आ सकते हैं wherein you are asked whether the cell will be spontaneous or not. Just check the E naught value. Now, if the same reaction is reversed, my calculation will become ulta. If calculation becomes ulta, the E naught value will become negative. But obviously here the cell won't be working spontaneously. It's just that जो polarity plus minus है, अगर आपने उसको उल्टा कर दिया तो वो सेल काम नहीं करेगा. As simple as that. तो उसके लिए थियोरेटिकल एस्पेक्ट में ई नॉट का वैल्यू चेक करो या डेल्टा जी नॉट का साइन चेक करो, यू विल एक्चुअली अंडरस्टैंड. नॉट द वैल्यू, द साइंस आर इंपॉर्टेंट. गॉट इट?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now coming back to the numerical, we have the cell formula represented and the E naught calculated. Now we can move to the standard Gibbs energy. So second part, what is the formula to be used? Everyone.
On negative NFE.
Delta G naught is negative NF E naught of the cell. Now, how much is the moles of electron transferred?
2 moles.
Either ways 2 moles hai, क्योंकि 2 lost and 2 gained hai. So it will be negative 2 into, what is F value?
0.267.
96,500.
96,500. F is Faraday's constant. And then the E naught which we have calculated is 267, 0.267. Okay. Tell me the value, please.
So negative 51,531.
51,531 joules. Energy का unit joule, and this is the standard energy, that is why per mole होगा. तो ये per mole important है because, sorry, per mole होगा because if I multiply the reaction by 2, this energy is also going to get multiplied by 2 because it is an ऐसा property है ये? Extensive property. Now, normally these thermodynamic values are huge values. That is why instead of joules, we tend to write kilojoules. So if I convert this to kilojoule value, I will get minus 51.531 kilojoule mole inverse. This is how you should write the thermodynamic values. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Now, third part where you were supposed to calculate the equilibrium constant. So, what is the condition at equilibrium?
So E cell equals to 0.
E cell equals to 0 and the Q becomes equal to
K equilibrium.
K equilibrium. And the formula to be used directly was
E naught of cell is equal to 0.0592 upon N into log of K equilibrium.
Log of K equilibrium to the base 10. Okay, now this calculation is very important. Pay attention. So, सबसे पहले I will substitute the value 0.267 for the E naught is equal to 0.0592 by N into log of K equilibrium to the base 10. Now, to get the equilibrium constant, I have to solve this entire part. N value 2 होगा, and जो भी उसका value आएगा उसके बाद I need to take
the E raised to.
नहीं, E raised to नहीं, 10 raised to आएगा या फिर antilog आएगा because it is to the base 10 ना. ठीक है, तो पहले आप हमेशा क्या करने का ऐसे टाइप के सॉल्विंग के लिए log K equilibrium को छोड़ के whatever values are there, you just take it on one side. So 0.267 times 2 upon 0.0592. This you can do through the logs and get a value. Can you help me with the value?
So 9.02.
9.02. और digit है आगे?
Yes, so it's recurring 0202.
0202. Okay. ठीक है, यहां तक हो गया. अब नेक्स्ट स्टेप में the K equilibrium will be simply equal to 10 raised to 9.02. So that 10 raised to is nothing but NT log of 9.02. Now, I hope everyone knows how to find NT log. 9 का क्या करेंगे?
So 10 raised to 9.
हाँ, 10 raised to 9. और फिर एंटीलॉग के टेबल में यू विल फाइंड 0.02 का 0. एंटीलॉग टेबल में 0.02 का 0 इज हाउ मच? एंटीलॉग टेबल है? हेलो,
1 second.
So it's 0.1047.
it can't be 0.1047.
So it's given 1047.
हाँ, so एंटीलॉग टेबल से whenever you get the value, you have to always write with 1 decimal. 0 point में नहीं लिखते हैं. If you get 1, 2, 3, 4, it's to be written as 1.234. And जो भी decimal के पहले number है, that is to be raised to the power 9. Got it, Deep?
Yes, sir.
Whatever value is from the antilog table, it is to be written with 1 decimal. Standard notation में आता है 1.047. और जो भी value decimal के पहले, that is to be raised to the power. So this is the equilibrium constant. Were the calculations clear? Formula समझा सब?
Yeah, sir.
So this was one numerical wherein we discussed about delta G naught and K equilibrium both. अब ऐसे अलग अलग न्यूमेरिकल्स भी आ सकते हैं या साथ में कंबाइंड फॉर्म में 3 से 4 मार्क का न्यूमेरिकल भी आ सकता है. But just make sure that you write the formulas, do the proper substitution, show the calculation by the log, and write the final answer. Now, in the assignment, whatever numericals I have given, please make sure you solve it through the logs. ठीक है, सिमिलर टाइप है तो आप डायरेक्ट कैलकुलेशन करो, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. But out of every 5 numericals, make sure that 2 to 3 numericals are solved by the logs. Otherwise, log का habit छूट जाएगा तो it will be a big problem. Okay. समझा ये न्यूमेरिकल?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, after the thermodynamics of galvanic cells, we move to the concept जिसके बारे में बहुत बार बात कर चुके हैं. But now we come to the concept that is electrochemical series, or well known as EMF series for the galvanic cells. Shortly, this electrochemical series or the EMF series is the reverse of the reactivity series. So here the EMF series is representing a series of electrodes. Now जब मैं electrodes लिखता हूं तो electrodes are nothing but the half cells जो हम galvanic cell में use कर चुके हैं. जिंक का, कॉपर का, कैडमियम का, हाइड्रोजन का, क्लोरीन का. ऐसा नो?
Yeah, sir.
So EMF series is a series of electrodes or half cells which are arranged in decreasing order of SRP. Decreasing order of SRP. What's SRP?
Standard reduction potential.
Standard reduction potential. ठीक है, तो अब यहाँ पर 3 कॉलम में इस चीज को हम देखेंगे. The electrode, the associated half reaction, and the E0 value measured in volts. Now, जैसे reactivity series में the reference was taken as hydrogen, In case of EMF series also, the reference is taken as hydrogen. And hydrogen is what type of electrode? Is it a metal ion electrode or a gas electrode?
gas electrode.
It's a gas electrode. बराबर. और उस gas electrode में how do you represent the half cell? Now, representing the half cell matlab it should be always in terms of reduction representation. So should I represent H2 in contact with H plus? Yeah, H plus in contact with H2.
Plus in contact with H2 because it gains electrons.
Correct. ये हमेशा याद रखना जब भी हम हाफ सेल की बात करते हैं तो रिप्रेजेंटेशन और हाफ रिएक्शन रिडक्शन ओरिएंटेड होना चाहिए because the standard notation is as per reduction. ठीक है, तो the reference here is taken as the hydrogen electrode which under standard condition is called SHE, that is standard hydrogen electrode. So SHE is the standard hydrogen electrode which is taken as the reference for the EMF series, which is represented as H plus aqueous in contact with H2 gas. And whenever there is a gaseous component, we need to have
What type of
a metallic
conductor?
wire for conductor, right? So यहाँ पर in contact with platinum solid. This is how we represented. And help me with the half reaction.
So 2H plus 2E is H2.
Perfect. 2H plus aqueous gains 2 electron to give you H2 gas. And now under the standard condition, hydrogen electrode ka EMF is arbitrarily fixed at 0 volts. Matlab experimentally it is observed to be 0 and then it is arbitrarily taken for 0 or taken as 0 for all the other electrodes का relation. तो अब with respect to SHE हम बोलते हैं कि कौन सा इलेक्ट्रोड ऑक्सीडेशन अंडरगो करेगा और कौन सा रिडक्शन अंडरगो करेगा. ठीक है, अब यहाँ पर एक सिंपल ट्रिक बता रहा हूँ समझने के लिए, ध्यान देना. With respect to SHE, if I have the electrodes above SHE, their E naught values are going to be positive or negative?
So positive.
Positive. 0 के ऊपर है. अब positive value किसका? SRP का. Now, if any of the electrode or the half cell has a positive SRP, matlab it has a tendency to undergo reduction. And such type of electrodes will act as oxidizing agents or reducing agents.
Oxidizing agents.
And such type of electrodes in the galvanic cell will be selected as cathode or anode.
So yeah, I know.
Cathode.
Yeah,
Reduction हमेशा cathode पे होता है, cathodic reduction, remember that word. तो अब यहाँ पर ये 4 चीजें जो मैंने relate की है ना, this is it. You should be able to understand this. Positive SRP यानी मतलब it has positive tendency to undergo reduction, so it will it will behave as oxidizing agent, and in the galvanic cell it would be decided as the cathode. Now 0 के नीचे we will have the SRP values which are
Negative.
Now this negative SRP value is actually positive value of
SOP.
Very good, because SRP and SRP, SOP and SRP are equal in magnitude but opposite in
Sign.
So a positive SOP indicates that this electrodes below SHE will have the tendency to undergo
Oxidation.
So they will behave as
Reducing agents.
and they will be selected as
Anodes.
anode. तो अब क्लियर है कि अगर आपके सामने EMF सीरीज रख दिया और आपसे बोला कि एक गैल्वेनिक सेल कंस्ट्रक्ट करो, तो कौन सा एनोड होगा, कौन सा कैथोड होगा, that could be selected through the EMF series. That's the first application. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
अब लॉजिकली EMF सीरीज में SHE के ऊपर कौन से इलेक्ट्रोड्स आएंगे, नीचे कौन से इलेक्ट्रोड्स आएंगे, वो भी हम समझ सकते हैं. So when I say that SHE के ऊपर the electrodes have the tendency to undergo reduction, tell me in the periodic table which elements have the highest tendency to undergo reduction? What type of elements?
S block elements.
नहीं.
No, P block elements. S
और
block,
P block में भी कौन से टाइप?
halogens.
Halogens. And halogens are nothing but non-metals. So basically, we will have non-metals above SHE because their tendency to undergo reduction is highest. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
इसीलिए P block elements में भी, if you remember, we had talked about this word SRP. नहीं याद है, ठीक है, लेकिन वहां पे जस्ट मैंने एक रेफरेंस बताया था कि हैलोजेंस में द SRP वैल्यूज आर ऑल पॉजिटिव एंड उनमें भी सबसे हाईएस्ट वैल्यू किसका है?
The fluorine.
फ्लोरीन. मतलब अगर हम डाउन द ग्रुप जाए तो फ्लोरीन का SRP सबसे ज्यादा, फिर क्लोरीन, ब्रोमीन एंड आयोडीन. सो दोज इलेक्ट्रोड्स वुड बी अबव द SHE. ठीक है. अब टेल मी, हाउ डू आई रिप्रेजेंट द फ्लोरीन गैस इलेक्ट्रोड? Should I write F2F minus या F minus F2?
Oh, sorry,
Minus
so,
F2.
um,
Sorry.
F2, F2 minus.
It will be F2F minus. Simple.
Yeah.
आप खाली reduction का concept समझो. There should be a change in the oxidation number which should be negative. तो 0 से -1 जाना चाहिए या -1 to 0 जाना चाहिए?
So 0 to minus.
That's it. So when you say 0 to -1, matlab F2 gaseous will be in contact with F negative and the reaction associated would be F2 gas gains 2 electrons to give 2 F negative and the E naught value for this is going to be max. Agreed?
Yes.
वैसे यहाँ पर मेरे पास क्लोरीन आएगा, ब्रोमीन आएगा, आयोडीन आएगा, तो क्लोरीन के लिए भी Cl2Cl minus, ब्रोमीन के लिए भी Br2Br minus and iodine के लिए भी I2I minus. But I2 would be solid and bromine would be liquid. क्योंकि halogens में you should know that the first two are gases, next is a liquid and iodine is a solid. Yes or no?
Yes.
ठीक है. अब iodine के ऊपर और नीचे we have the representation of some metals which are less reactive. So if you recollect, the metals which are less reactive are
So below hydrogen.
below hydrogen in the reactivity series.
So
तो इसमें
copper,
उल्टा आ जाएगा. हाँ, copper.
gold, platinum, silver, mercury.
Perfect. Ag, Hg, Cu, Au, Pt. These are all the less reactive or kind of inert metals जो SHE के ऊपर आएंगे. अब मैं यहाँ पर दो एग्जांपल आपको दे रहा हूँ, Ag का और Cu का, जो I2 के ऊपर है और नीचे है. So it's to be remembered as AC. A and C. Ag ऊपर, Cu नीचे. तो इसको रिप्रेजेंट करूँ तो Ag plus in contact with Ag, Cu2 plus in contact with Cu. Understood?
Yes.
अब SHE के नीचे आने वाले electrodes would have the highest tendency to undergo.
Start to undergo oxidation.
So यहाँ पर we will have the S block वाले metals and some of the P block metals and also some of the transition metals. तो basically सारे metals जो है वो reactivity series के top में आते थे कि नहीं?
Yes.
तो अब SHE के नीचे कौन कौन से metals है उस सीक्वेंस में याद रखने के लिए एक सिंपल ट्रिक बता रहा हूं। अब ये जरूरी क्यों है मैं बताऊंगा आपको, व्हाई दिस इज टू बी रिमेम्बर्ड। पहले तो याद रखने का ट्रिक समझ लो। सो आई हैव SHE के नीचे लेड एंड टिन, इसको याद रखने का लैटिन, लैटिन, लेड और टिन, ठीक है। देन वी हैव निको कैड, निकल कोबाल्ट कैडमियम, इसको साथ में जोड़ी में याद रखने का, निको कैड। उसके बाद वी हैव FCZA, that is iron, chromium, zinc, aluminium. Then we have MNC, multinational company, MNC मतलब magnesium, sodium, calcium. And then we have Kali, Kali मतलब potassium and lithium, K and Li. So what you are supposed to remember is 5 words: Latin, NicoCad, FCZA, MNC and Kali. तो अब आप इलेक्ट्रोकेमिकल सीरीज देखोगे विच इज गिवन एट द एंड ऑफ द चैप्टर, सबसे लास्ट में दिया है। यू विल फाइंड SHE के बिलो ऑल दीज मेटल्स इन द सेम सीक्वेंस, ठीक है। नाउ व्हाई यू आर सपोज टू रिमेंबर दिस, तो यहां पर इलेक्ट्रोकेमिकल सीरीज से बहुत तरह के क्वेश्चंस आ सकते हैं। फर्स्ट टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन इज द सिलेक्शन ऑफ व्हाट,
Selection of electrode.
सिलेक्शन ऑफ इलेक्ट्रोड, दैट इज एनोड एंड कैथोड। अब मुझे बताओ, डेनियल सेल में वी हैड टेकन द इलेक्ट्रोड ऑफ जिंक एंड कॉपर। स्पॉट करोगे तो कॉपर कहां पर है?
The copper's above S,
अबव SHE। और जिंक कहां पर है?
below S,
तो ऊपर वाला विल ऑलवेज बिहेव
cathode,
एंड नीचे वाला
anode.
सिलेक्शन क्लियर।
Yes.
अब मान लो निकल और कैडमियम का एक गैल्वेनिक सेल कंस्ट्रक्ट करना है, तो विच विल बी द कैथोड एंड विच विल बी द एनोड?
The nickel will be the cathode.
तो एक सिंपल रूल या ट्रिक, ऊपर वाला कैथोड नीचे वाला एनोड। हैविंग अंडरस्टूड द कॉन्सेप्ट, दिस इज सिंपल टू रिमेंबर। Pick up any 2 electrodes from the EMF series, the above one, चाहे वो above SHE हो या ना हो फर्क नहीं पड़ता है, मतलब कोई भी 2 consecutive भी लोगे तो भी चलेगा। The lead will behave as cathode, tin will behave as anode, NiCad में the nickel will behave as cathode, cadmium will behave as anode and so on. तो EMF series का पहला फायदा, you are able to select the anode and cathode. Second, you can identify the oxidizing and reducing agents. मान लो आपसे पूछा गया कि फ्लोरीन, क्लोरीन, ब्रोमीन, आयोडीन में which is the strongest oxidizing agent? फ्लोरीन, क्लोरीन, ब्रोमीन, आयोडीन में which is the strongest oxidizing agent? हाँ, अरे भाई जिसका, हेलो हेलो,
So I can't see you lagging.
सॉरी, I asked कि फ्लोरीन, क्लोरीन, ब्रोमीन एंड आयोडीन में which will be the strongest oxidizing agent?
So fluorine.
Fluorine. मतलब top of the EMF series would be the strongest oxidizing agent, and which would be the strongest reducing agent?
So lithium.
Lithium. Strongest reducing agent lithium है। मतलब अगर EMF सीरीज आपके सामने है तो आप ऑक्सीडाइजिंग और रिड्यूसिंग एजेंट का पूरा सीक्वेंस आइडेंटिफाई कर सकते हो। इनफैक्ट द स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ ऑक्सीडाइजिंग एजेंट डाउन द EMF series goes on,
Decreasing.
and the strength of reducing agent goes on
Increasing.
as we move from top to bottom of the EMF series. समझा?
Yeah, sir.
Top to bottom of EMF series. तो EMF series के क्या क्या applications है वही मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ. पहला application, you can select the anode and cathode. दूसरा application, oxidizing और reducing agents find कर सकते हो. तीसरा application, you can find the E naught of the cell, because E naught of the cell is equal to E naught of cathode minus anode, and once you know which is the cathode and which is the anode, just substitute the values. यहाँ पे कुछ values भी है, values आपको याद नहीं रखना है. So values will be given in the numerical, जैसे हमने किए ना solve. ये देखो ये values है, these are all SRP values picked up from EMF series only, right?
Yeah, sir.
So having known the EMF values, we can find the E naught of the cell. और E naught of the cell के through we can understand whether a cell is spontaneous or not. मतलब we can find the spontaneity of the reaction. The redox reaction का spontaneity हम justify कर सकते हैं. और वो कैसे justify करेंगे? For that the E naught should be
So positive.
positive. आ रहा है समझ में?
Yeah, sir.
Okay. And through the E naught we can then relate the thermodynamic aspect also, wherein we will be able to calculate the delta G naught, which is equal to minus NF E naught of the cell. And this is important to convert the intensive property into an extensive property. मतलब इसके through we can relate the thermodynamic aspect. Got it?
Yeah, sir.
So these are the 4 and the most important applications of EMF series. Okay, just observe the EMF series which is given in the textbook at the end, please. एक बार refer करो सब लोग. So just observe the sequence which I have given. And देखो वहां पर SHE के नीचे तो हर एक मेटल मैंने दिया हुआ है. SHE के ऊपर सिलेक्टिव मैंने दिया है because generally वही questions में आते हैं. और MCQ point of view, this becomes very important because if they just ask construct a galvanic cell made up of lead and tin, then uska correct representation would be lead behaving as the cathode and tin behaving as the anode. Clear?
Oh, so. So the gases, when you use platinum, does platinum itself take part in the reaction?
No, platinum is an inert metal, na? इसीलिए तो हम platinum को use करते हैं so that it will not participate in the reaction but just allow the conduction of electrons to the gases. Platinum inert है ना?
So, but over here they've given the value for platinum.
Platinum dissolved in own ions will act as an electrode, but platinum when used with gases will not participate in the reaction. Reaction होने के लिए platinum के पास उसके ions होने चाहिए ना, for them to interact. Josefa,
Yeah, sir.
अगर only platinum रहेगा तो how would it react? It is anyways a inert or a non-reactive metal. इसीलिए तो most of the electrodes या electrolytic cells में हम platinum use करते हैं, platinum wire के form में, या फिर graphite use करते हैं, which is also non-reactive. But अगर reactive electrodes use करने हैं तो metal ion use करेंगे. In that case, platinum and platinum ions अगर use किया तो it will be acting as a half cell. Got it?
Yes.
So is the entire EMF series clear?
Yes.
Acha, in the 10th standard, when you had seen the reactivity series, which was the first element in that,
So potassium, sodium, calcium.
and where was lithium?
Yeah, lithium was above. Oh.
Above था.
Above. Yeah, above. Oh. Potassium.
मतलब सबसे पहला कौन था? Was it lithium?
So it wasn't mentioned, like lithium wasn't mentioned in the.
तो कौन सा था?
So it all started with potassium and
It
sodium.
started with potassium. Okay. ठीक है. Some of the books might give lithium, but they don't give lithium at the start. Because lithium का अगर हम reactivity की बात करें तो वो less reactive. But lithium as a reducing agent की बात करें ना तो it is the strongest reducing agent among the S block metals. और ये exception S block का एक important concept है. Concept है whenever we have lithium dissolved in water, so lithium will lose the electron to form Li plus, and this Li plus will get surrounded with the water molecules. Now जब भी कोई cation surround होता है water से, what is this energy called? When the cation gets surrounded with the water molecules, we say the cation is hydrated. See, फंडा क्या है? कोई भी सॉल्ट को जब पानी में डालते हैं ना, the salt will break down into ions, और वो ions पानी के साथ associate हो जाते हैं. मतलब the water molecules, because of the polarity plus and minus, surrounds the cation and anion. So when the water surrounds a cation or anion, the ion is said to be hydrated. And when there is hydration, there is some energy which is released. Yes or no?
Yes.
Because there is some force of attraction which is generated between the negative part of water and the positive Li. तो हाइड्रेशन एनर्जी जो है ना वो हमेशा एक एक्सोथर्मिक एनर्जी रहती है जो नेगेटिव होती है. करेक्ट? यस और नो?
Yes.
Now among the S block का metals Li plus and Cs plus, which is bigger in size?
CS.
So I can represent lithium like this with a +1 and cesium like this and a +1. So it's like comparison of a tennis ball versus the football. Okay? So if I have a tennis versus a football and I have a drop of water placed on both of them, then where the drop of water is going to get distribute more?
CS plus.
CS plus?
So wider surface CS plus, but more is surface cover of Li plus.
हाँ, more surface किसका cover होगा? Distribute होगा मतलब more surface किसका cover होगा? Li का ना. एक छोटा सा drop of water इसको ज्यादा cover करेगा as compared to the cesium plus, as compared to the football. Yes or no?
Yes.
मतलब the intensity of the positive charge is more on lithium or cesium?
So lithium.
Exactly. मतलब lithium छोटा साइज होने की वजह से पॉजिटिव चार्ज काफी ज्यादा डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड है, इसीलिए the attraction between the water and lithium would be very strong, and इसकी वजह से it will have the hydration energy which is maximum. So lithium का ये hydration energy max होने की वजह से its tendency to undergo the oxidation and behave as a reducing agent is maximum, and that's the reason Li is the strongest reducing agent. समझा?
Yeah, sir.
ठीक है, तो ये एक छोटा सा कॉन्सेप्ट है एस ब्लॉक का. ये जस्टिफाई करता है कि व्हाई द लिथियम इज प्लेस्ड एट द बॉटम ऑफ द ईएमएफ सीरीज. दैट्स इट. So in today's session, we have covered two important concepts. One is the thermodynamic aspect, that is relation with the Gibbs energy, and दूसरा जो है electrochemical series. ये लास्ट में दिया है, but this was the correct time to discuss it over here, because having understood this, आगे का जो अब galvanic cells वाला part है, that would be understood very easily. हमें वहां पर references चाहिए, इसलिए ये मैंने पहले discuss किया है. So in the next session, we will be discussing the common type of galvanic cells which we use in our day-to-day life. जैसे कि the AA, AAA cells जो use करते हैं, कार में जो बैटरीज यूज करते हैं, कैमराज में जो बैटरी यूज करते हैं, मोबाइल की बैटरीज, तो ये सब कॉमन टाइप ऑफ गैल्वेनिक सेल्स जो यूज करते हैं, उनका वर्किंग क्या है, उनके सेल रिएक्शंस क्या है, ईएमएफ क्या है, उसके बारे में वी हैव द लास्ट पार्ट ऑफ द चैप्टर. फाइन.
Yeah, sir.